Hi everyone, this is Susan Knowles with Stand for Truth Radio and a segment I do called Knowles on the News. And today is Tuesday, February the 2nd, 2016. Well, we all know that Iowa is over. Ted Cruz won in Iowa and he won big. It was the biggest turnout for a Republican candidate and the biggest casting of votes in years. It was great to see him come out also afterwards in his acceptance speech and first give glory to God, second to honor his parents, and third to thank all the people that had helped support him and get him a win in Iowa. What I didn't like to see was his speech went on a little bit too long. It was approximately 40 minutes. And Ted, if there are more wins, you really need to cut that a little bit shorter. It was so long that Fox News and CNN had to cut away from your speech and go over and listen to Bernie and Hillary. It was not good to hear the screeching, but, you know, I guess they had to do it. Also, I will say that Donald Trump did come out and give a humbled type speech, which I was glad to see. I really think when he makes speeches like that and tones it down a bit, he is far more likable. And I don't mean tone it down in his rhetoric about how he's going to help the United States or what he's going to do to help veterans. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he attacks people personally. It really doesn't help him any at all. And after a while, it wears thin on people. So I think that moving forward, maybe this is a good reminder to him to keep focused on what the issues are and just leave everything personal out of it. Personal attacks on reporters or anybody else. If they're attacking you, turn the other cheek, Don, and just let them go on. They're not important. What is important is the United States and how you intend to help her if you become president. Now, as for Marco Rubio, if I had just tuned in, I would have thought he won in Iowa. He came out and gave a very presidential speech and looked very presidential, but it gave an opportunity for everyone to say, wow, doesn't that remind you of the Kennedys? Just look at that lovely family. No, it didn't. I'm not looking at his lovely family to determine whether or not Marco can be the president of the United States. Sorry, that just doesn't work for me. The fairy tale, the fantasy, whatever were the Kennedys, is now over. We need to look and see what's important for this country and how we're going to save it. And that's not dependent upon how anybody's family looks. Also, Jeb Bush acknowledged that he did not win in Iowa. I think he came out to about 3%. I would say it's fair to say, Jeb, you did not win in Iowa. But he didn't leave that on the table right there and walk away. No, he had to come out and criticize Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz and saying, I'm not sure about their leadership abilities. Wow, I think if you had finished closer to the top, people may have listened to that, Jeb, but I don't think there's any chance of them taking you seriously on that. Also, it's official. Hillary Clinton won in Iowa, but it was oh so close. And did she really win? Looking at it, there was a 49.8% to Bernie's 49.6%. That was how she finished up. She got 700.59 state delegates, and Bernie got 696.82. Now, there's an article out in Breitbart today that says basically a lot of the precincts were decided on a coin flip. And interestingly enough, I'm not from Las Vegas, but stick with me. Interestingly enough, she won 6 out of 6 coin toss. What are the odds of that? Well, not that great. But somehow it reminds me there's probably a DOJ sitting somewhere, flipping a coin, wondering whether or not she should go after Hillary for allegations that there were violations with her emails. I guess we'll have to see who wins the coin toss in that one. In other news, Obama is going to seek an extra $11 billion for drug treatment for people addicted to opiate meds and heroin. Don't know where he's going to get the money. Hopefully he's going to give some money back from his vacation funds, perhaps, so that we can have more money to go towards mental health. Now, I know there has been a big push on his part with mental health, and I don't know if that's setting up the mental health providers. Sometimes when people see money, they do things they wouldn't normally see. I know he's been trying to use, I believe, the mental health industry and getting his anti-gun control message across. We'll have to see where this goes as well. Now, today in news about the schools, there were a lot of schools today having issues, and it's starting to be where every day it's one school after another. At first, there was a bomb scare in Florida. And next, there was in Philadelphia, a high school was under lockdown because a resource officer lost his gun right out of his car, either in front of his house or in front of the school. My question is, if you're a resource officer, why is your gun in the car in the first place? My guess is the schools probably don't want him to carry it. Somebody else doesn't want him to carry it, so therefore he can't do his job. Now, I don't know if it was a him or her. I should say their job. But in any event, I hope they found the gun. And maybe this is a lesson to allow people to carry their guns at all times and not leave them in the car. There was also another threat in Massachusetts with another high school, and it was on lockdown, but there's no information as to what happened with that. And in other news, the model Chloe Goins has dropped her sex abuse case against Bill Cosby. There were rumors that the former lawyer of Cosby said that he wasn't even in LA at the time that she said he committed those acts against her. So, a lot more news today, a lot more tomorrow. So stay tuned to Knowles on the News. Talk to you then. Take care.